Hi, it's Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping, and I just wanted to give a little bit more information about the new ink colours that we've got. I think it's usually helpful to be able to compare them with our existing colours so that you can see what the difference is. So this is our Pale Papaya, one of our new ink colours, and it's a lovely pale apricot, obviously papaya, but I would call it apricot. And so how does this compare with others that we've got in our Stampin' Up colour families? So another sort of pale orange, although it's not that pale, is our Calypso Coral. And you can see that there's actually quite a strong marked difference, a large contrast between these. Because it's a pale one, you could go a little bit more yellow. And this is how it compares with our So Saffron. This is So Saffron here. And another one that is in a sort of similar pale category is our Petal Pink. So that's it against the Petal Pink. So this is our Pale Papaya, Calypso Coral, Petal Pink and So Saffron. And those I think are probably the ones that are closest to the Pale Papaya. As you can see, they're really quite different colours, and obviously I'll be sharing lots of projects using the Pale Papaya with other contrasting colours, but in terms of similarity, this is where it sits within the range. So we'll move on now and look through the rest of the ink colours. So next we'll take a look at Fresh Freesia. So this is a pinky purple kind of shade. So the obvious one to look at is the Highland Heather, the paler of the purples, and you can see that that actually has got a little bit more blue in it. And if we go with Gorgeous Grape, that's a shade darker still. So in terms of purples, Fresh Freesia is quite different. It's got a lot more pink red in it than the Highland Heather, which has got more blue in it. If we have a little look at it against other pinks, although it's definitely the purple side of pink, but if we want to take a look, then this is it against the Blushing Bride. And if we did bring in Petal Pink again, you can see that that's actually a little bit more orange. So Fresh Freesia really is another good purple that we can mix in quite nicely with our existing ones. Moving on again. And moving on now to our Polished Pink, our new bright pink. And it does look bright until we start to do a little bit of comparison. And the first one I wanted to take a look at it against was the other ink colour, our Magenta Madness. And as you can see, the Magenta Madness is a very vivid pink. And the other bright pink that we've got in our colour families is the Melon Mambo. Now you can see that it's probably, the Polished Pink is probably closest to Melon Mambo. And these two will certainly work really well together as Polished Pink being a sort of paler version of Melon Mambo. If you're wanting to put the two pinks together, they work exceptionally well. It clashes a little bit with the Magenta Madness, but it coordinates rather well with Melon Mambo. So those really are our pinks. The other pinks that we've got in our families are very different, much paler. So those are the pinks that I'd take a look at. So now we'll take a look at the new greens in our ink colours. So Soft Succulent is our pale green in the new ink colours. And if we look at the existing colours, the closest one probably is going to be our Mint Macaron. And you can see that the mint actually has got a little bit more of a yellow tone than the Soft Succulent. And just for comparison, I'll bring in the Pear Pizzazz. You can see that is way more yellow. So Soft Succulent and Pear Pizzazz are very different tones completely. The other one that I thought it's worth having a little look at is Pool Party, because that's actually a bit of a greeny blue as well. So this is our soft succulent, Pool Party and Mint Macaron. And that's the pear pisans, just for comparison. So you can see that the soft succulent is again a very different colour. Of course, we've also got the soft sea foam, which is paler still than these. But the soft succulent, although it's our pale green, is not as pale as some of the others that we've got in our palette at the moment. So now I'm going to bring in the final one, our Evening Evergreen. And this is our Evening Evergreen, and it's a very dark green. It actually works very complementary to the soft succulent. The two really are shades of one another. Obviously the Evening Evergreen being much darker. In comparison to the other dark greens that we've got in our palette, then Mossy Meadow, which always seemed dark before, now takes on much more yellow tones. And the other dark green that we've got is Shaded Spruce. So this is a much bolder green than the Evening Evergreen. But you can see how the Evening Evergreen, this one, works very well with the soft succulent, but is very different to our Mossy Meadow and our Shaded Spruce. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an idea of where these new colours, new in colours, fit into the palette, our full range of colours. If you want to know about any other particular comparisons of current colours, then I'll be happy to pull them out and share them with you. I don't keep stocks in of retired colours, so I can't say how these actually compare with previous ones that we've had, but it gives you an idea of where they fit in right now. So I hope that's been helpful to you, and I hope you're looking forward to seeing more projects with our new in colours. Thanks for stopping by.